We're joined by Scotland Sevens head coach Stephen Gemmell. Stephen, last few days before you head off to Russia, 3-day camp at Largs now done. How did the camp go?
Camp went extremely well. The players applied themselves really well throughout the 3 days. Good intensity, which is probably something we've been missing in training. We're in a good place, and I think we're ready to go on the flight and looking forward to Moscow.
This is your second World Cup. What are you looking forward about getting back into that World Cup?
It's once every 4 years, so it is special, and it's important that the players understand that. We and they're in a privileged position where you go to some wonderful venues throughout the world, and Moscow's something to be added to that. A few of the players were there last year at the FIRA tournament. Some of the management team were there, so we're aware of what Moscow's going to bring in terms of facilities, and the facilities to be honest are world class, which is what you'd expect for a World Cup. So we're going to make sure that the players enjoy it, but the best way to enjoy it is by performing, and that's the challenge for all of us over the 3 days of the tournament. That's what makes it different as well. One game on day one, 2 on day 2, and then hopefully 3 on day 3. Obviously we've got the hosts Russia on the Saturday, which will be great to play them at their home stadium. But we know what it's like playing at home. You get a massive lift from the crowd, so we need to be able to handle that. And then the final game again late on the Saturday night against South Africa. So that makes it different. And the fact it's once every 4 years, and for some of these players it's the first time they've experienced a World Cup, and they may never experience another one. So that brings its own challenges as well, because players don't always respond to that sort of added pressure, but we just need to make sure that we get that right from a management perspective, and that the players go out and deliver a performance that they can be proud of.
Yeah, you spoke about the Shield 4 years ago. Is that a benchmark? Is that something you've kept in clear focus for this tournament, or is it totally fresh?
No, I mean obviously we were 9th last year, 4 years ago, and that was all down to a poor start in the first game in the tournament. We played poorly against Canada, and I said that at the time, and the tournament was gone after that. And that's probably the biggest difference about the World Cup to any other tournament, in that there have been 6 pools of 4, it's only the pool winners that go through, and therefore your margin for error, in a World Series you can have one poor game, win your other 2 games, and you go through maybe in second place in the pool. Here, certainly in Moscow, that's not going to be the case. We're going to have to perform at a level of consistency that, to be honest, we've not shown, to give ourselves that chance. And Dubai was out with that first probably 7 minutes against Canada. Dubai was probably one of the most pleasing performances we've had as a Scotland team. We bounced back well, played outstandingly well in the remainder of the games, and went through unbeaten on the final day to win the tournament that we effectively were in after that first game. So the key thing for us in the first 2 days is to ensure that we're in the right level of competition going into day 3, and to do that we're going to have to perform well in 3 matches.
And just finally, a couple of days before you travel on Sunday, what are the key elements of the days now? What are the team doing just to make those final preparations? I
mean, obviously, as I said, it was 3 intense days in Largs. The players have been in doing some final weights this morning, some power stuff. Focus now is recovery. To be honest, it's making sure that they're in the right place physically and mentally. They've also got some video analysis to do, so looking at the opposition that we have, and just making sure that they're in their heads it's clear as to what's required of them. Management team, it's now about making sure everything's packed, ticking off the final things in the list. We just had a management meeting to finalise the training schedule and the schedule for next week. So there's an excitement there, because as I say, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to be part of something special. It's men and women at the World Cup, so that's a bigger competition. That brings challenges in terms of logistics, number of training pitches, opportunity to get access to facilities. But it's now the little things. My analogy is that you can't cram for exams. The hard work, if that's the right phrase, has been done, and now it's simply fine tuning. And that's what next 2 or 3 days are about, getting the players right physically, and recovery wise. And then when we're in Moscow, it's just about putting the final detail to our preparation.